Jackson Pollock biography. Jackson Pollock, January 28, 1912 to August 11, 1956, was an influential American painter and a central figure in the abstract expressionist movement. He had a volatile personality, and struggled with alcoholism for most of his life. Pollock died at the age of 44 in an alcohol-related car accident. In December 1956, he was given a memorial retrospective exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York City, and a larger, more comprehensive exhibition there in 1967. More recently, in 1998 and 1999, his work was honored with large-scale retrospective exhibitions at MoMA and at the Tate in London. In 1930, following his brother Charles Pollock, he moved to New York City, where they both studied under Thomas Hart Benton at the Art Students League of New York. Benton's rural American subject matter shaped Pollock's work only fleetingly, but his rhythmic use of paint and his fierce independence were more lasting influences. From 1938 to 1942, Pollock worked for the WPA Federal Art Project. Henderson made the decision to engage him through his art and had Pollock make drawings, which led to the appearance of many Jungian concepts in his paintings. In October 1945, Pollock married American painter Lee Krasner, and in November they moved to what is now known as the Pollock-Krasner House and Studio, at 830 Springs Fireplace Road, in Springs on Long Island, NY. There he perfected the technique of working with paint, with which he became permanently identified. Pollock was introduced to the use of liquid paint in 1936 at an experimental workshop operated in New York City by the Mexican muralist David Alfaro Siqueiros. Pollock's technique of pouring and dripping paint is thought to be one of the origins of the term action painting. With this technique, Pollock was able to achieve a more immediate means of creating art, the paint now literally flowing from his chosen tool onto the canvas. One possible influence on Pollock was the work of the Ukrainian-American artist Janet Sobol, 1894–1968, born Jenny Lekovsky. Sobol's work is related to the so-called drip paintings of Jackson Pollock. Peggy Guggenheim included Sobol's work in her The Art of This Century gallery in 1945. In the process of making paintings in this way, he moved away from figurative representation, and challenged the Western tradition of using easel and brush. He also moved away from the use of only the hand and wrist, since he used his whole body to paint. In 1956, Time magazine dubbed Pollock, Jack the Dripper, as a result of his unique painting style. Other influences on his dripping technique include the Mexican muralists and surrealist automatism. Pollock denied the accident. He usually had an idea of how he wanted a particular piece to appear. His technique combined the movement of his body, over which he had control, the viscous flow of paint, the force of gravity, and the absorption of paint into the canvas. It was a mixture of controllable and uncontrollable factors. Flinging, dripping, pouring, and spattering, he would move energetically around the canvas, almost as if in a dance, and would not stop until he saw what he wanted to see. The authors even speculate that Pollock may have had an intuition of the nature of chaotic motion, and attempted to form a representation of mathematical chaos, more than 10 years before chaos theory itself was proposed. Other experts suggest that Pollock may have merely imitated popular theories of the time in order to give his paintings a depth not previously seen. Pollock's most famous paintings were made during the drip period, between 1947 and 1950. Pollock's work after 1951 was darker in color, including a collection painted in black on unprimed canvases. During this period, Pollock had moved to a more commercial gallery, and there was great demand from collectors for new paintings. Pollock did not paint at all in 1956. After struggling with alcoholism for his entire adult life, Pollock, on August 11, 1956, at 10:15 p.m., died in a single car crash in his Oldsmobile convertible while driving under the influence of alcohol. The other passenger, Pollock's mistress Ruth Kligman, survived. After Pollock's demise at age 44, his widow, Lee Krasner, managed his estate and ensured that Pollock's reputation remained strong despite changing art world trends.